Madam President, members of the Executive Council, delegates, ladies and gentlemen, I wish I could be there with you in person, but unfortunately, in these weeks of outreach before the Glasgow COP26, my travelling schedule simply made it impossible to add a stopover in Grenada. This is really a pity, as I am truly honoured to be the recipient of your Europe 2021 award. As I'm sure you all know, the word landscape actually comes from the Middle Dutch landschap. In the 16th century, it began denoting the picture of a scenery as a subject of its own right. For the first time since the decline of the Roman Empire, the landscape was back to the foreground. It was a sign of big changes to come, increasing attention to nature that would contribute to the incipient scientific revolution and a more inclusive society as the rising middle class demanded landscape paintings as secular art for their homes. It was also the beginning of your profession. One has to see something to understand it, has to see all the visible features of an area of land to appreciate their import, and has to appreciate something to improve it, to landscape it. You need to be dissatisfied and you want to make it better. Your profession is therefore one that, by its very essence, deals with the interconnectedness of things, the human, the social, the natural, and the historical. It is for this reason, as you rightly pointed out in the letter awarding me your prize, that your profession's way of perceiving and understanding the world can contribute to sustainable development. You see things in their connectedness, and that is so important. The capacity to see the whole and all of its parts at the same time, and to seek to bring them into a balance for a better living for all. That is the greatest contribution your profession can give to the European Green Deal and to our fight against the climate crisis. It is, after all, the same spirit infusing our European Green Deal, a holistic endeavour, which is itself sort of a landscaping project. A project aiming to change our economic, technological and legal landscapes to alter the unsustainable and unfair state of the human and natural landscapes today. Because I believe this is where everything comes together. Landscapes are where we live, how we live, what we live, and how we feel about it. The emotional and feeling element of it is often underestimated, but it's all part of it. This is why it is so relevant to have complemented the regulatory and financial dimensions of the European Green Deal with a creative dimension of the new European Bauhaus, an initiative of which you are an important participant and to which you will contribute so much. Shaping more beautiful, sustainable and inclusive forms of living together is, in the end, what we are aiming at. So what is beautiful is not just for the rich. What is beautiful should be accessible to everyone. Beauty is something that should be shared by all of humanity in relationship to functionality. And there is no bigger beauty than when it's also functional. I recently read how, from the moment the original Bauhaus architects opened facades, allowed light to enter into the building and guided people's views towards the outside world, interiors could only be conceived in dialogue with exterior spaces. I believe it is our joint and ever more urgent pursuit to bring forth a dialogue and balance between interiors and exteriors, between built and non-built, between the economic and technological forces relying on nature and the natural forces limiting our economic and technological possibilities. Adaptation, mitigation, resilience, sustainability, inclusiveness, beauty. Our goals are your goals. From pave the world to save the world. It's only a one-letter difference, but it will make all the difference. As they said in 1968, sous les pavés, il y a la plage. Together, we can make it. Thanks again for this award, for your commitment to the European Green Deal and for your support. And my best wishes to you in Grenada.